yes, the delegate or outsource, whether you get a contractor, whether you go offshore, or whether you employ a team member, that's probably the biggest question that we get asked. And it comes back to, for me, from my perspective, your ability as a business manager to know what you want, because each of them offers something slightly different. And so for me, if your processes are set up, and might have a different opinion, but for me, you can look at outsourcing, and certainly offshore outsourcing, if you have existing processes set up that you can get done, or you can get people to kind of set up and follow for you. But if you are not in that place, if everything is all in your head, and if you actually don't know how to allocate tasks, I think that's not the right time for you to outsource. In relation to a contractor versus employee, you really have to think about the nature of that. So if they're a contractor, marketing is the best example of that, or bookkeeping, or marketing is probably the biggest frustration we see, is they very much could have 3, 5, 10, 20 other clients, versus just have you, and where you sit in the priority of that. And certainly if you are doing that, there is a difference to getting them to do other things that you would naturally get them to do as a team member, which is that they're actually working for your brand on your business. And so, but the preference at the moment, especially as we're looking for the next generation, is that they actually want to be an ABN, because they want 2 or 3 jobs, right? So they are now coming to businesses and saying, actually, by preference, that's what I want. So I think at the end of the day, it's about being really clear on what you need people to do. We say you start with your soccer field or your football field. What are the roles that you're doing that you don't want to be doing? And what are the roles that your business needs you to do right now? And how do you determine that? And then how do you fill those spots? So finance, marketing, legal if you need it. Finance is sub-broken down into accounting and forecasting or analysis, because for me, I think they're 2 different things. So do you have those things, insurance, all those things kind of done? And then what are those things that you are doing that you wish that you weren't? That's how I start to build a resource plan. So are you booking appointments? Are you following up? Are you dealing with complaints? Then you start to put that into a role. And whether you can afford to have that role or not should mean that, for me, you should be able to carry their salary for 3 months. So save it up, bank it aside, put it there, and at least save it up, because you can't expect a staff member to immediately return, but you should be looking at how you can at least double their total cost before you look at introducing them in. So, and the other kind of thing we would say is set KPIs early for that role. So not just say I need an admin person. What are they doing? What should they be doing after 1 week, after 4 weeks, after 3 months, after 5 months? So for us, that's what we would essentially say is, if you know that that's going to happen and that they should be billable after 3 months, or that they've contributed this, or that they're saving time, or that they're doing this, then you factor that into your forecast.